Hello and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain and I'm your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 7-day-a-week, 7 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. This is day 123 of our trek, and yesterday we continued our commentary on the book of Proverbs and covered chapter 1, verses 8 through 33. We will be intermixing our Proverbs commentary occasionally throughout the daily treks. Paula and I have 2 trips planned over the next 6 weeks, so we will be recording some additional Proverbs episodes in advance to air while we are on these trips. As with all Wisdom Trek episodes, if you missed any of the Proverbs episodes, they are located at wisdom-trek.com along with our written daily journals. Today we will be discovering how our beliefs affect our decisions, which affect our outcomes or results. As you spend time with us on our daily treks, if you have any of your own observations, comments, or questions, please share them in the comment section of our daily journal pages at wisdom-trek.com. We are recording our podcast from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. And this morning I continued to make some progress in our dining room and still on track to finish it by the end of this week. Our contractors are also in this week to finalize some of the trim work that they needed to complete. So hopefully we will be able to entirely complete the current projects before we move on to the next room, which will be the library. As with our daily trek of life, it is important to take time to celebrate the small milestones, the victories, and the accomplishments. One of these accomplishments that I'd like to point out today is the very positive feedback and gradual increase of trekkers who are joining us each day for our Wisdom Trek. Thank you so much for being part of our Wisdom community. By joining us each day, it will positively impact your beliefs, which will impact your decisions, which will impact your outcomes or results. So let's head out on our trail today and learn how to have positive outcomes in our lives. And if you've joined me on previous days, you'll realize that as a person of faith, I feel that there is much wisdom that can be gained through God's Word. What we allow to impact our beliefs will have a significant impact on the results that we achieve in life. The Bible tells us that there are 3 reasons why it is important what you believe. The first reason why you need to know what you believe and why you believe it is because it shapes your life. We'll first look at Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23, which says, "Above all else, guard your heart or mind, for everything you do flows from it." The Bible tells us that our beliefs determine our decisions and behavior. If there are things in your life that you want to change, you don't change them from the outside in, you change them from the inside out. You start with your thought life, not by trying to change external things. Second, if you have a faulty worldview, it's going to cause all kinds of unnecessary problems in your lives. Proverbs 29:18 says, "When people do not accept divine guidance, they run wild, but whoever obeys the law is joyful." When you don't have God's truth and a correct worldview, you stumble all over yourself. But when you pay attention to God's revelation, then you are blessed. Do you want your life to be blessed? Just attend to the truth. Pay attention and get your worldview in line with truth, not popular opinion. And the third reason we need to know what we believe is taken from 1 Peter 3:15. Instead, you must worship Christ as the Lord of your life. If someone asks you about your hope as a believer, always be ready to explain it. God expects you not only to know what you believe and why you believe it, but also to be able to explain it to other people. Our world needs people who can explain effectively to others what they believe, because most of the people in the world don't have a clue what they really believe, much less why they believe it. God expects you to know what you believe and why you believe it, and to explain it to other people. Whether they show it or not, the world is desperate to hear about something they can believe in. Sometimes it just takes you being obedient and telling others about your worldview for them to hear the truth. You need to realize, though, that regardless of what you say you believe, the decisions that you make in your life and the outcomes or the results that appear in your life will display what you really believe. If, because of your decisions and outcomes in your life, others don't see any hope, they will never ask you about your hope as a believer. Your beliefs are based on true values in your life. Values are defined and set by deeply held beliefs that serve as standards which guide you into the positions that you take in various social, ideological, political, and religious issues. These values are the standards that guide you to process the conscious and unconscious justification for your actions, thoughts, and judgments. Therefore, the ultimate function of your values is to provide you with a set of standards to guide you in all your decision-making. Values that are based on God's Word will serve you best. Values do arrive from your worldview, whether God or man-centered. These beliefs determine your end actions, or how you behave. So values are the ideas and beliefs that influences your choice and actions, regardless of whether they are right or wrong, good or bad. Ethics and the subsequent decisions that you make, on the other hand, is about how you distinguish between right and wrong, or good and evil, in relation to your actions, choices, and character. Ethics is about the assessment and evaluation of your values for all of life. It can be said that ethics are what you should and ought to do in your life. Caution should be taken, however, when considering your personal application of your ethics. Just because you have an understanding of your ethics does not mean that you will do the right thing or make the right choices. How you apply your values based on your ethics will result in the decisions that you make. This is the bridge between what you feel you believe and the actual decisions that you make. An example of this is what James speaks of in his letter, chapter 2, verse 20. How foolish! Can't you see that faith without good deeds is useless? This leads us to our last point, which is outcomes or results. Your beliefs and actions or values will shape your character. Your character is the result of the actions that you take to carry out your beliefs and decisions. It is what defines your reputation and results in who you are when no one else is looking. You display your character in the daily working out of the ethical decision-making, regardless of whether its means are good or bad. You need to remember that beliefs and decisions are not the same. The former leads to the latter. The results or outcome of your life is a reflection of your character, which is based on your decisions, which are based on your beliefs. Choosing what goes into your mind will form your beliefs. Choose wisely and remain consistent regardless of circumstances, which will result in wise decisions, which will show in positive outcomes and results for your life. On today's trek, we clearly saw how our beliefs are evident in the decisions that we make, which will determine our outcomes. So resolve to join us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. And tomorrow we will begin a short series on how our beliefs create our reality. And that'll finish our podcast for today. Remember to listen to your daily dose of wisdom at wisdom-trek.com or subscribe at iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spreaker, or YouTube so that the episodes will be downloaded to you automatically. I would really appreciate it if you would help Wisdom Trek to grow by sharing with your family and friends through email, Facebook, or Twitter so that they can come along with us each day. And the journal for today's trek can be found at wisdom-trek.com. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, mentor, but most importantly your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. And as we trek together, let us always live abundantly or fully, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and to create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.